Hey guys, so for this video, what I wanted to do was I wanted to learn how to use Photoshop to make kind of different kind of effects happen. So I feel like probably a really, maybe a basic one, but like a really good first step is to learn how to make an effect like how to make lightning here. So what I did was I went ahead, tested this out, and it seems like it works really, really well. So I'm going to show you guys how to do it. So I went to Compfight, found this image. This image, I just searched like dark cloudy day and I found it. It really looked like it needed a lightning bolt in it. So I decided to do so. So making a lightning bolt is pretty simple. The first thing that we need to do is we need to select the area where we want the lightning bolt to be. In this image, I originally put the lightning bolt in this middle area. And for this one, what I want is I want to actually put it probably a little bit over here to the left. So the first step, all we need to do is we need to take the lasso tool and we just kind of circle around the region where we want to put it. So that looks pretty good. We're going to just move that up a little bit there for now. And we are going to create a new layer. Now on this new layer, the first thing we need to do is we need to grab our paint bucket tool. We switch our color so that it's white and we fill it. When we fill it, it's just to kind of give us a canvas to work with. The next step is actually going to be using our brush tool. We want just kind of a basic brush at 100% hardness. So I'm going to click that, click off, and I'm going to switch it back to being black. Now what we can do is we can start making our lightning bolt. We make it however we want it to look. So if we want it to be jagged like you would typically think of a lightning bolt being, it's really, really easy. You just go down, you just draw what you think it should look like. So let's make a really jagged one. There we go. Looks a little bit off, but that's okay. It's just for this. We can play around with it if we want it to look even better. The next step, what we do is we take the paint bucket tool and all this area that's over to the left, we just click on it a few times. And as we do that, it actually gets rid of this area, makes it all solid black on the left and solid white on the right. That makes it actually really easy for us to be able to make lightning bolts. That's super important, is that we have it like that. So that we have colored those two areas, what we're going to do is we're going to click Filter. We're going to go down to Blur, and we're going to go down to Gaussian Blur. When we click on that, it's going to bring up this box. It's going to give us a zoom in of our area that we have selected and what it's going to look like up close. Normally it's going to be at 0.1. I think that's what it was originally at. It saves to whatever your last settings are. We don't want that to be at 0.1. We actually want to move that over to be close to around 9. When it's at 9, you get this really nice kind of blur effect where it's all this like glowing on the outside. And our lightning kind of needs it to be a little bit glowy, because that's how lightning looks. So we're going to click OK. We have our blur all going on there. Now is the time to actually make the real bolt. And it's apparently super easy. All you do is go to Filter, you go to Render, and you go down to Difference Clouds. If you click on Difference Clouds, it automatically generates it. And in that area where we made the blur, it makes our lightning bolt, which is perfect. It's exactly what we need. Now, lightning bolts generally are really, really bright. So we're going to switch this into being different colors. So now we have this white lightning bolt, which is what you would normally expect. And now it comes time to make that stand out a little bit more. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to click Image, we're going to click Adjustments, and we're going to go to Levels. We played with this in the first video a little bit, actually. And instead of clicking on these eyedroppers and just setting them to wherever we want, we're just going to click on this slider here. And when we move the slider to the right, it makes those clouds a little bit darker. So we're going to move that almost all the way over there. We don't want to move it too far, because if we move it too far, our line just becomes very, very jagged. So we still want it to have that glow a little bit. So we're going to move it to being, I think, just about there. That way you can still have like quite a bit of glow. You can also move the gray slider over a little bit if you'd like. You don't need to move it too far. I find that looks pretty good like as it is. So we're going to save that. We're going to click OK. And we're going to actually zoom in now, just so that we can see around it. Now, what we did is we have created our lightning bolt, and it's almost ready for us to put into the image. And putting it into the image is super easy. But to prep it a little bit more for it, what we need to do is we need to grab our brush tool. We need to set the hardness to being around about 50% or so. Like there, 51, okay. We're going to click enter. It's going to save it so it's like that. And we're also going to deselect. That's just Control D. Perfect. Now all these areas around the sides where you can see like this edge here, these clouds, we actually need to fill those in so that they are black. So we're just going to go around the edge once. It's okay if we go over top of the lightning bolt a little bit, that's fine. It shouldn't mess with anything too badly. We're going to just color up here, we're going to color on there. We wanted to have all those things kind of just disappear. So that you just have your lightning bolt there. If you had an image where there was a lot of glow, like in this region, you can just make your brush smaller and just kind of adjust that a little bit. Ours looks pretty good, and I think it's pretty much ready to go. So the way that we actually get this to sort itself out, and so that we don't have it showing up with all this black on our background, is we just go over to here. These are layer effects, and you can click on them, and they kind of do different things as you cycle through them. So like this one adds it so it darkens it up, this one gets rid of the light, this one multiplies it, so on. The one that we're looking for is actually screen. Screen and lighten actually both really work for this. These layer effects, what they do is they take all the black region that we've colored in and they make it disappear, which is perfect for what we want. So we're going to click on screen, and that actually makes our lightning bolt pretty good there. Now I'm just going to click this so it fits the screen. If you notice, our lightning bolt looks a little bit off just because it doesn't really fit in that region. So we're going to adjust it. We're going to click on free transform here. And we're going to adjust it till it's about the size we want. Actually, I think that would look really good right about there. Let's put it closer to the... let's keep it over there. We'll put it somewhere like that. Make it a tiny bit smaller so it's not quite there. How about there? There. Alright, that'll be fine. So that'll be where we have our lightning bolt. Doesn't look too bad there. Next, we are going to make it look a little bit better. So what we're going to do is we are going to click on the layer here. And we actually want to duplicate this layer. I just want to duplicate it like twice. If you wanted to do a bunch more effects to it, you could. This is basically how you would make it like even glowier. If you notice, it's becoming a lot more solid when we have those layers on there. That's just because it kind of really strengthens all those things together. If it's clear on any of those, they kind of layer on top of each other, and they make it even easier to see. So we don't want to be able to make those super easy to see. It looks kind of weird when it's super bright like that. So these back layers, what we're going to do is we're actually going to blur those. So we're going to go to the same blur we did before. We're going to go to the Gaussian blur on this layer. We're going to have it at about the same amount. It'll be, you can't really see anything here, and that's okay. But we're going to do that on both layers. We're going to do that on the one that says layer 1 copy once, and on layer 1 where we had it originally, we're going to blur it a couple of times. Layer 1 copy 2 is where our actual lightning bolt now is, and the others are just blurred to kind of give it a bit of a glow. Now on these two layers, what we're going to do is we're going to blend them together, or merge them together. Excuse me. And we are going to colorize them. Because when you think of lightning, it always has a little bit of a tinge to it. So the way that we're going to color them is we're going to go to Image, Adjustments. We're going to click on Hue and Saturation. Normally when you go here, you can change the brightness or the darkness or something. If we actually click Color S, it allows us to give it a bit of a glow. Now you don't ever want to fiddle with lightness. If you do that, you get your mask to show up. Where we colored it black shows up. So you always want to make sure that's at least at 0 or in the negatives, that way it doesn't show up. And your saturation will make how prevalent that colorization is. So I'm just going to set it to like, can be a little bit high. Let's do like 64, that's fine. And you can set it to whatever color you want. And for this image, I'm thinking that this like golden green color we have there would look pretty good. So we can actually merge these together, and now we just have our lightning bolt. If we wanted, we could duplicate this layer, and we can move this one over so that we have multiple. We can transform it a bit, and we can basically make it look how we want it to look. But basically that's it. It's just a small like introduction to how to do layer effects, and how to fiddle with these things and make visual effects in our images rather than just kind of copy and pasting or fixing a blemish. How we could actually add real effects to our things. Now, in my next video, I think it's gonna be my last one, and I'm just going to be kind of trying to find a way to make all the techniques that I've learned into one image and be able to do a lot of different things. It makes one really good image using these ideas. If you have any ideas, let me know. As well, if you have any comments to help me out with this, please leave a comment below. Other than that, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.